Hello and welcome back to Abu Dhabi. Well, after some well-earned R&R, it's time for the teams to refocus their attentions back to the business of racing. The first points up for grabs here are for the Etihad Airways In-Port race, which takes place here on Friday. The course will be similar to past in-port races, with a V-shaped format featuring upwind and downwind legs, as well as a reaching section. Already buzzing with the prospect of the race is commentator Martin Tasker.
They provide an amazing spectacle, as we're saying, and it gives people the chance, like here in Abu Dhabi, to see it close in, to see some really hard racing. And then also, we remember how significant it is. There was some question about how important is it just a show. No, it's not a show, it's for points. And the racing at the moment at the top there's just so little in it, and they've got to go out there and try and win.
So, who to look out for? Well, we start with Telefonica.
Ike Martinez has been absolutely on fire at in-port, out at sea, everything, and it's hard to look past them as being a pretty hot favourite. And maybe where have they got to go to? Because you know, when you're at the top like they are, maybe there's just a slight worry about the competition rising to come and meet them and trying to stay on top of their game, and that's going to be their real scrap. Groupama, well, they've always shown with Frank Camas that they have got speed, and especially coming in here on that finish with Telefonica. You've got to fancy them just on raw speed if the conditions are right. Okay, so the two big red boats, Camper and Puma. Camper, I think you've got to look at them as kind of being on the cusp of doing something a bit more than they've done so far. And I guess the same must go as well for Puma. I mean, they've just been dogged by all that bad luck. In that bottom third of the bottom half of the table, having lost their mast, and confidence, I guess, is what they need to rebuild as much as anything else. Maybe this is the time that they come good.
And finally, Abu Dhabi Ocean Racing.
Well, you know exactly what Ian Walker wants, and that's a podium here, preferably on the top spot before they leave. I mean, this is their home port. They've had a fantastic reception here. That's a huge motivation for them to do well, and I guess it would be, Ian Walker, especially his dream come true. So we're set up for another, something really special to watch, and I must say I'm really looking forward to it. I love to see these boats when they get powered up and when they're in these close quarters with so much still to fight for. At the same time, there's just a very slight worry about the conditions. I mean, here today we've got this fabulous breeze, but the forecasters are saying it's not going to stick, and that's going to give the race director Jack Lloyd a real headache. Hopefully what will happen is that they'll make all these contingencies for there to be no wind, and having got all that nicely in place, the wind will just turn it on and we'll get what we're looking for, which is a really fantastic in-port race here in Abu Dhabi.
So make sure you don't miss what promises to be a thrilling spectacle. You can watch the Etihad Airways In-Port race live on VolvoOceanRace.com, Friday 2 PM local time, 10 AM UTC.